Yeah. So I guess you guys are wondering why I showed you the Flash for the beginning of the video here. Well, today is the first episode of Dre Says, and as a geek, I would like to say this first episode will be Dre Says, superheroes, villains, and sidekicks / proteges. This will be a 5-part video, so get comfy because this may be a while. So as you know, you really can't talk about heroes that much because you have DC fans, you have Marvel fans, and then you have weird anime fans. And I guess I can make. I'll do it. Dre Says anime later. But today I'm gonna give you the top 5 to, like I said, DC, Marvel, superhero villains, sidekicks / proteges. Part 1. Top 5 Marvel characters or Marvel heroes. I'm just going to go down the line here. I'm going to give you a brief why. You can do the research and maybe they'll become your favorites too. Number 5, Wolverine. Why is Wolverine number 5? Well, I like him because he has the ability to regenerate. I like the claws, and as a young man, I actually dressed up as him. Used to, for Halloween, I used to watch the little Ace Man cartoons, and one of my things he used to say was, "Let's dance, bub," and it was cool to me, and he was really cool. I mean, I actually like the whole X-Men gang. I mean, they're pretty cool. I like more of their villains more than I like the superheroes, but I'll tell you about the villains when I get to the villains part. My number 3, skipping already. My number 4 spot, I would have to say the Human Torch. The Human Torch only because, flame on! And it's like, just flying around, being on fire. He's cool. It's cool to be on fire and not really set too much on fire, if you know what I mean. You're pretty hot when you're pretty hot. My number 3 will be Incredible Hulk. Incredible Hulk, Hulk smash. I like some of his lines. I like him because he's green, and for the most part, he's a good guy. I mean, he's one of those guys that if you look at him, he can be good or bad. In some of the comic books, you see him fight other superheroes, but you always see other superheroes fight other superheroes in the comics. I mean, there's a lot of heroes in Marvel, yet you don't talk about as many. So Hulk gets my number 3 spot just for the fact he's questionable. Number 2, your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man takes that spot. Why? Because Stan Lee took the time, and he's one of the most popular. As soon as you say Marvel, you'll hear a few names, and I'll tell you those at the end. Like, for the most part, Spider-Man is, just a smart individual. He's pretty creative. He has speed, strength, agility. He's just there. He's when you need him. He's one of those. He's a good vigilante, and he does his job well. That's why I like Spider-Man. And number 1, I guess you guys are wondering who could be his number 1. Well, my number 1 is Tony Stark, Mr. Iron Man. Why? Because he is, at most, he has no powers. He has no freaky mutant powers. In the comics, it was just a suit, but in the movies, they give him a reason for wanting the suit. In the comics, he was just there. It was a suit. That's what made Tony Stark. I mean, sure, I'm a rich man. I got a lot of women, a lot of cars, but just to say I don't have powers and every day I'm going to put my life at 100% risk with fighting these villains, Tony Stark is pretty, caring, and that's why he gets my number 1 spot. It's just because he does what he does with no powers and with no problem. Yeah. Those are my top 5, and for those reasons, I guess you could say. And, again, Wolverine, Human Torch, Incredible Hulk, Spider-Man, Iron Man. Thank you, Stan Lee, for making some great characters, and hope you guys enjoy this picture at the end of the Marvel characters. Bye.